this is Lolly. Welcome back, and we are going to continue working on this gratitude journal. For those of you who are just joining us now and are new to my channel, we are working on this gratitude journal. I am using a binder from, which is called a Sidekick from Elizabeth Craft Designs. You do not have to do that. You can punch 2 holes or 3 holes and use book rings in there instead. Easy peasy. I will give you a link down below under this video in the video description box. You need to click to expand it. I will give you a link to the entire series that I've done so far. The paper collection is Gnome for the holidays, and Thanksgiving is the theme. So here's just a flip through of what we have so far. So I decided I really want a whole page that's just a shaker, okay? So I'm going to show you 2 different ways to do it. Okay, I'm going to do a sew method and a non-sew method. What I'm using, it's pretty thin acetate. What it is overhead transparency sheets. And both of these I'm going to cut 6, let's see, it's this way, 6 3/4 by 7.5. So with the 7.5 this way, the long way, we're going to fold it over, match the edges. Now I did try to score this, it really didn't help. So I matched my corners, I'm folding it out, I'm going to give it a good burnish. And hope that that stays. I'm using the Ergo Bone Folder. It really gives you a good grip. I'm going to do the same thing with this one. Make sure the 7.5 is left to right. Fold it over and give that a good burnish. So again, one of these will be sewn and the other one not sewn for you who do not have a sewing machine or are afraid to use it. Okay, so now that I have this, I'm going to leave the very top open. I'm going to stitch all along the edge like this, and I'm going to punch my holes in after I do that. I would like to sew it first to give it stability, then punch my holes in, and then I'm going to, after that, stitch just beyond the holes, and that will seal in my shaker bits so they don't fall out these holes. You could also put eyelets on here, and that will seal the holes up just well, or you could do both. Okay, so this is what it looks like, and I have kind of a light yellow-orange kind of a thread in here. I didn't do a great job. So once I have the holes here, and once we have that, all we need to do is fill our shaker bits inside and stitch the top closed. Okay, one thing that we could do would be to put some in here, sew it, put some more shaker bits in, sew it, and put some more and sew it. And the reason for that would be that it wouldn't all sink to the bottom. So that might be something I'm interested in doing. The other thing is, if I want to put any embellishments or stickers or whatever on this, I might do that now while it's flat. So let me look and see what I have. Another option would be to put one of the cut apart cards down in there, and it would just fit, and add shaker bits, or put this in there as is, and then sew it across the top, and then put shaker bits in here. I like both ideas. I think I'm going to get this down in here. Perfect. And now I need to select some shaker goodies to go in there. Okay, so I want to use only flat items, for at least for this bottom section, because I'm thinking that if I add a lot of bulk, it would be really hard to stitch across the top. I'm not sure how many of the solid copper I have. Now I have so many sequins and shaker elements. I will show you down below in a video link down below. Again, you have to open the video description area to see it. I will give you a link as to how I actually store all my sequins and things for shakers. This is just, a lot of this is leftover stuff from other things, and I get a lot of sequins from thrift stores. Whoops, I didn't even dump that in there. Okay. Lolly made a boo-boo. Okay, but that's what we do. Okay, and this is from Cartwright.com. They have amazing sequins, and these are shaped like tiny little flowers. I don't know if I can get those in there. Okay, like that. And I do have one of those little, like, bead pouring trays, and I don't know where it is. I have recently been working on remodeling my craft area, and so I've lost a lot of things in that transition. You notice that I am putting this all on the front here. Okay. And at the back, it's got some, but it's pretty open. And now that I'm thinking about it, I probably should have trimmed some of this off the top, and I didn't do it. Okay, so one of the things you can do is put a saying on the back, and I can even use a sticker on the outside. Okay, so I'm going to stitch across there. Okay, so now that is stitched across the top, and this has room to shake now without going out anywhere. It's completely sealed on all four sides. So now I can add more shaker bits here. I could add another image if I wanted to. Okay, now I don't have any more of this thing here, but I can add and supplement with it. I have an idea. I have these leaf confetti pieces I've had forever, and I keep thinking I'm going to use them someday, so I want to make sure I get at least one of each color in here. Get some big leaves in there, and I think maybe one more of these, because I have a lot of copper sequins. I don't need more copper leaves. Another thing to think about with shakers, if you have more room for dimension inside, is to try and add some really tiny beads in there, like seed beads. They do help it to shake. Or you could take a static, embossing static tool in there so that it doesn't clog up. Now, I tend to use a little bit of white and things in mine just for a little bit of interest. Okay, now we need to stitch right across the top, and then we're going to come back and make one that's a no-sew method. That is so cute. Now, when I sewed across here, I stopped at the first stitch line. For here, I went all the way across the top. I absolutely adore it. I am really thinking I'm going to put some eyelets in here, not sure, but I know that on the back I want to do something here on the outside of the pouch, like give thanks with a grateful heart. I think he might get lost there. I need to do something that's, I have plenty of gnomes here, so I'm thinking maybe this one. It's actually a tag. Thinking, maybe it's too big. I think I'm going to go with this. It just says fall. There we go. Now that makes me happy because I could see all of my lovely gnomes. Oh, I like that a lot. Now, because I did this, and this is going to take up a whole page in here, and I didn't have a pocket for any of my tags, I think what I'm going to do is put an extra tag in each of these pockets to give me more tags. And let's see what this looks like. I love it, but I am thinking about eyelets here. I don't want the wide ones. I think these orange ones are going to be perfect. This is how they come for the standard ones that are in my shop, and I have this color in my shop. I have not yet put them into an organizer, so I'm just going through and thinking. There's a brown. You know what I could do also is different colors here. I think I will stick with one. I think I will go with this darker one. I've got to turn this around to A1. A1. Oh yeah, I'm liking that. Oops, I am planning on doing another video in my eyelet series on just how to set a really good eyelet. So keep coming back and checking my channel. Oh yeah, I like that a lot, and it adds dimension. Now, because this is clear, you can actually see, I hope you can zoom in here, you can actually see the little feet of the eyelet as they spread out on the back, and I like it. It looks like a wheel. Okay, so now we have this, and let's go and show you how to make a no-sew version for those of you who do not like to sew or don't have a sewing machine. So we still have this, which we had done, number 6 3/4 by 7 1/2. We folded it over. on that long way. But what we're going to need to do is to use a tape runner. And we don't need to tape run on this side because it's already sealed. So what we're going to need to do is the bottom and the left side. So I'm going to open that back up, and I'm using an ATG, which is an advanced tape glider, but if you have any tape runner at all, that will work. Okay, now, starting at the fold, pinch it and just roll it over on itself. Okay, now we have what you can see here is you can see the tape runner in there. So what we're going to do is kind of give that a nice little strip of cardstock to cover that up and make it pretty. If you don't like, we're going to end up with one across the top, the left, and the bottom. If you don't like this side being not covered with paper, you can just put a fourth strip there. And I think I might cut this little guy out, or maybe this one here, and see if it will fit in there. But I want to get a strip, and I'm thinking that I'm going to go with 3/8 on here. So it's between 1/4 and 1/2. Okay, so here they are. And you can cover the glue strips on one side or both. So like this, and leave it like that. But then you see them from the back, so you might want to go ahead and cover them both like that, which would be a much more attractive look. And then we would need to get the holes punched after that, which we'll see how that goes. Okay, so I cut this 3/8 wide by 6 3/4. So now all we need to do is go across the bottom, which would be, I'm just going to do this. Actually, I could probably fold it over. It's not quite long enough. It's just too short here. But I will cut another one. Another thing you could do is just to adhere trim along here instead of paper. As long as it doesn't interfere with you punching your holes. So that is the first pocket here. We're going to put him in there. Okay, and let's get some shaker bits in here. I'm going to try and get on both sides of my card here. Okay, now it would be really hard to get tape runner in here, but you could use double-sided sticky tape. So for instance, you could cut off a section and lay it in there carefully, peel it off and seal it, or you can use Scotch tape, and I will show you how to do that. Okay, so we're going to take a piece long enough and lay it across the top here, halfway in. So I'll show you what I mean in a minute here. I'm going to hang off the edge. Oops, nope. Gotta get that. I think it helps to use your grids here. Oh, these don't have the little markings on the... Oh, I want little markings. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll put it like this. Okay, so I want to put this so it's lined up right in the middle of the tape. There, and I went off both ends on purpose. Oops, now I got confetti on there. I need to get that off of there. Okay, so all you do now is fold the tape over on itself or on the packaging and trim off the ends. And then cover that back up with cardstock, and I need longer pieces. I'm going to use this one to line it up. Okay, I'm going to punch these off camera and put eyelets in it off camera. And it's done. So let's bring these back in here and show you the comparison. Okay, here's the sewn method and the no-sew method. I like that this adds more color to the shaker, But I like this being able to be divided. Here's the back, so all I have to do is put a sticker on the outside of this one as well, if I would like. But keep in mind, this card will move up and down, so if I put a sticker, I should probably put it right in the middle. Maybe now I can get away with the gnome. I'll put him toward the bottom right there. And that way, if the card goes up or down, you could still see him. Love it. Thank you so much for watching. Again, the entire series is linked down below. And I hope that gave you some ideas and you're not afraid to use these shaker pockets.